What up, everybody? It's Israel with the 200 Mile Per Hour podcast. Thanks for checking us out. Today, we have a very special guest, a close friend of mine, multimedia artist, Raul Caracoza, better known as Boogie. He's a radio legend, been in the game for a very long time. He's going to share with us what it's like being Latino in the entertainment business, graphic designing, his artwork going all across the country on tour, and his current new clothing brand and projects that he's working on. So check us out. It's going to be a good podcast. And in true 200 mile per hour form, we're not holding back. We're going all in.
Keeping it 200.
200 mph.
Oh, no, I wish I never said that. There's an old saying, too, that when you're born here, but your roots are over there, it's like, ni de aquí, ni de allá.
Yeah.
But for us, it's like, let's flip it. You know, there's 200%er, let's own it. I'm 100% Latino. I'm 100% American.
200 mph.
¿Qué pasó, bro?
¿Qué pasó, bro?
It's crazy. We're
¿Qué
back.
pasó,
We got a new name for the podcast. I think it's the definitive name this time.
I think so. I was vibing with it last time.
We got it. So if you didn't hear the last podcast, what we were saying is that, you know, we've been running with ¿Qué pasó, bro? And there's some backstory to it because we're our family in Mexico City. We're the primos gringos that come and visit.
Primos gringos,
And
that's
they always say when we get there, ¿Qué pasó, bro? Right? And it's like, we own it, you know? It's like, yeah, that's the way we talk. We say bro more than anything, you know?
For sure.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's a Southern California thing, I think. So, so we were just doing ¿Qué pasó, bro? And it's even on the title cards for like the podcast on YouTube, it says ¿Qué pasó, bro? But, you know, I don't know. I'm not completely sold on it. And we brought up this term that's going around in marketing now called
200%er.
a 200%er, which I text you and said, hey, like, what do you think about this? Because obviously you relate, you're in my circle,
Yeah.
and we work together. So I was like, what do you think if we change the name to 200 miles per hour? And the reason being is because I didn't like the term 200%er or 200% exactly, but I relate to 200 miles per hour because I watch Formula One, you know, so I love racing as a whole. But no, I think it's cool. It's like kind of flipping 200%er and doing 200 miles per hour. But at the same time, in our business at Lucha Media and everything that we do, we literally work at like 200 miles per hour, bro.
I mean, that's what we've been doing all day today. So
Right?
Right.
yeah.
So, so I think, you know, if you're cool with it, we're all cool with it. We're moving
game.
forward,
I'm
200
game.
miles per hour.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm with it.
200 millas por hora.
200 millas por hora.
We are Fast and Furious fans, so that's one thing.
Hey, you never had me. You never had your car. I think racing is a big part of our life, you know, since my Honda Civic days in high school. Womp, womp, womp.
Taking it back.
But dude, so speaking about the term 200%er and why it makes sense in our culture and why we're choosing to own it and run with it, like there's an old saying too that when you're born here but your roots are over there, it's like ni de aquí, ni de allá.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for us, it's like, let's flip it. You know, there's 200%er, let's own it. I'm 100% Latino. I'm 100% American. Let's go.
It's true. Like, I
Right.
mean, there's really no other way to put it.
Nothing. I think a perfect example of that was this past weekend when the new Intuit Dome in Inglewood, Peso Pluma played, and he sold it out. Just from Guadalajara.
Big numbers.
Yeah.
Big numbers.
That guy, he's that boy. He was Spotify's #1 stream artist, I think,
Yeah.
or
For a
regardless
while,
of genre,
yeah.
right?
How many
Regardless
does that
of
place hold? It's
The
huge.
Intuit Dome?
Yeah.
I think it's a little smaller than Staples Center, maybe.
Let me
Can
Google.
you check that real quick, Brian? But
Yeah, because they have that wall, right, where...
it's like a new kind of structure and new way to
18,000.
18,000. Oh, that's more
That's the
than I
capacity.
thought. I thought
That's
it was like
the capacity. I don't know what the exact
like
for
a
the
Clippers
event,
basketball game
but
is
you're
like
right.
18,000,
Right.
which is perfect because they're not selling out Staples Center, you know, or crypto. Hell, but no, it's dope. It just opened, right, and it has like, you know, Steve Ballmer, the ex-CEO of Microsoft, billionaire, put all this money into it, bought the Clippers, made them their own stadium. But it's also like, from what I heard, people that went and I saw on YouTube or on their IGs, their stories, you know, the concert setup was dope because you're so close. It's like really intimate.
Is it in the round or is it like
I
at
think
one
Peso
end?
Pluma did the circle, like the center stage.
Yeah. So in the round.
And-
so
and-
everybody's around. Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody was around them. But I think that's a perfect example of what we're talking about, the 200%er, because it's like, dude, it was packed out with Latinos
Yep.
who are born here in the United States in Los Angeles, but their roots are clearly in Latino America.
Oh yeah, of course.
So that's why we're running with
Yeah.
the term 200%ers. And to even make it more of a point, it's like he brought out Becky G, who is a Inglewood queen,
Inglewood's finest.
Inglewood's finest. Shout out to Becky G. It's like, you know, it's what better experience than having the best of both worlds, right?
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
culture from, you know, Guadalajara, and then, you know, the culture here in LA. And then to top it off, to bring more to the point, he brought out West Coast legend Snoop Dogg.
He's honorary. He's honorary.
Yeah,
Latino
for
anyway,
sure.
bro.
He's Latino.
Like,
For
for
sure.
sure.
He's got
Yeah.
that song with Banda MS,
He
right?
does have that song with
He has a
Banda
song
MS.
with Banda MS.
And dude, he came out wearing like a Mexico fit too.
As he should.
Yeah.
Like,
El
I mean,
Águila, La
you know,
He's
Bandera,
even got a
todo
song with what's his name? Aleman, the Mexican rapper.
Yeah, he did.
That's right. He's got a song with Aleman.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he's tapped in.
Oh,
he's
bro,
tapped
he's
in
everywhere.
for sure.
Yeah. Just getting off the Olympics to being in the into the Intuit Dome, like
Right.
crazy.
Bro, he's getting that money.
Yup.
But so I mean, dude, so that's a great example of a 200%er, right? And then if you really think about it too, it's like, what's next for the Intuit Dome? Is Maná gonna come and sell it out? Because they sell out crypto
Yeah.
or staples. They do. I think 1 year they did like 11 shows back.
Was
to
it
back.
11?
Something like 11
Damn.
shows and like sold them out.
That's wild.
So
They're huge.
it's
Didn't you used to work at Staples Center for a second? Were you there during that?
Yeah, I met them actually.
you met that?
You met them?
I did security and I was in charge of their like locker room or
Oh, no way.
So I met them, their whole families, everything. It was pretty sick.
When homeboy came out of the dressing room, where you're like, "Échale vampiro!"
Exactly.
Bro, I would have done that shit, you know? But
So
so, I mean, to sell out 11 shows back to back in LA is insane.
That's crazy.
So my question is, why are Latinos Rockero Foos? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, is it that they're Rockero fools or do they just show up for their people?
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
It's like, yeah, culture, right? You're
That is a
supporting your
good
culture.
point.
It could be anything because I know like all these banda shows that happen like everywhere, they get sold out quick, you know?
Yeah.
Like all different genres of music,
Yeah.
our people show up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, just think about it. The Peso Pluma show was corridos, which is popping right now.
Oh,
Becky
yeah.
G, she's in the
Well, she
you know,
started off
Mexican
in
regional
like the pop
game.
the pop sphere,
Right.
kind of like
Yeah.
all that, and then she
Yeah.
started like as she developed more as an artist, she went more and more Latina.
For sure, which is great because it's really, you know, encompassing your culture and bringing
Yeah.
it to the forefront with your platform. I think it's dope.
She was always like representing Latina, but
sure.
It just her music started going more that
for
way.
sure.
Yeah.
And then he brings out Snoop Dogg. So, I mean, we everywhere. We hot. Latinos are hot.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Latinos are hot. So I guess, yeah, we just like every genre. We like the rock en español.
Yep.
I think there's even like a Bun B interview where he's saying something about, I forget who it was, but he was saying something about, of course, like I cater to my Mexican fans and my Latino fans because they're the ones who are buying the tickets.
Yeah,
Bro.
They're the ones who are showing up to the shows.
that's crazy.
That's
Yeah.
not true, bro.
We are.
And that's a legend.
We do like our entertainment
Yeah.
Yeah.
and our vino.
And
Oh,
our vino.
Big time.
Shout out to Boogie and for
Yes.
helping us out here with some logo creation. We're going to talk to Boogie, but I know we kind of just got into it. But today we got a good friend of mine, very close friend, very close business colleague, I guess I would say. I mean, dude, you've been vital to every one of my businesses since I started out. Before
Yeah.
Lucha Media, when it was, you know, the early days, like IVMG Media.
I know you told me you just found the like the logo or something.
The logo, I
Yeah.
found the file with the logo.
It's crazy.
That was at least 15 years ago.
Long time ago.
Maybe
Yeah,
even more.
yeah.
And then, and then even that, we've known each other since before that. But, you know, so Raul Caracoza, artist, graphic designer,
Yeah.
Boogie B LA.
That's me.
He's going to join us today and he's going to, you know, be here with the pod. And then we're going to, most importantly, we're going to chat GPT roast him.
No.
Yeah, I have it right here.
Man.
It's so good.
Don't worry. Mine was really harsh. I'm sure yours is going to
Yeah,
be okay.
I check it out.
So bad.
I'm just like, man.
Bro, it's gonna be so good. But going back to the Rockero Foos, I mean, we're all, you know, I grew up as like a K-Rock kid and Power 106 kid, right? Which is our roots, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
did you see that Oasis is coming back?
Did I see that?
I'm ready.
I'm already in the queue for the tickets. I'm waiting.
Name me one song. Name me one song.
Oh my
Come on,
God.
bro. Let's go.
Come on,
Sing it.
Wonderwall, obviously.
But you got to sing it though.
I'm not gonna sing it. You don't want. You don't want. me to
Wonderwall
sing
is the joint that like me and I have this one group of friends that when we're drunk, somebody puts on Wonderwall and we just sing our hearts out to it, dude. Like
Everybody. It's a
Yeah.
banger.
that. Champagne Supernova. That's
Yeah.
my
I
jam.
love that one.
Yeah.
I love that. But dude, so they're coming back. To give you some context, some people don't know because I don't know. They like my wife didn't know. Could care less maybe. But they've been broken up for 15 years,
Yeah.
and it's very relatable. It's very relatable.
Only 15.
It's 15 years that they split up.
Damn.
It's very relatable because they're brothers. The lead singer and the writer and you know genius behind the music.
Yeah.
The two brothers, and they split up apparently at one of the shows backstage. They got into like a big fist fight, like a huge fight, huge fight, huge. And the band was dismantled. They never got back together again. They hated each other. They would never talk. They would do interviews individually and then kind of talk shit basically about each other.
Each other, yeah.
I think
you
it
know,
even
little
got a
clips
little
and things.
sour with money at one point too.
Sour about the money?
Yeah, one of them owns the royalty rights to their music.
Dang.
I'm not sure how it works, but
Yeah, but what's funny is, so last year, to all the football fans out there, Manchester City won the Champions League. The brother, I think it was Noel, the one that's the writer and producer behind it. He said, "If Man City wins, I'm calling my brother. We're getting back the fucking band together."
Wow. Wait, so did they not like talk?
Dude, they hated each other. They didn't talk for
But
years.
even until like when that happened or whatever.
Well, that was last year. So it was. I mean, it was not even. It was like maybe 4 months ago.
Wow.
You know. So and Manchester City won the
Yeah.
Champions League final, and here we are. Sure enough, we're gonna go see Oasis next year in Manchester.
we're doing it. We're doing it.
That's gonna be crazy.
I'm fucking there, bro.
You guys know if there's any like dates here in the US?
Not yet. The next year's only in the UK, and it's like a limited amount of shows. So they're doing like Manchester, London. I think they're doing Ireland and Dublin. I think like 1 or 2 shows, but for the most part, everything from what I saw is in the UK.
That's
But
wild.
I mean, dude, like, come on, it's such a big reunion, and it's next year. You don't think they're gonna do Coachella?
Oh
Man.
Come on,
They probably
Coachella
would.
needs it.
Yeah.
Crazy,
I
bro.
think
Needs
Coachella.
it.
Yeah.
Yo,
I think
if they did Coachella, that would be.
But we definitely
Wow.
already bought our flights to the UK.
Bro, we're there. So, dude, all our friends who puts on Coachella is a Live Nation.
I think it's Golden Voice.
Oh, Golden Voice.
Yeah.
Holla at us, please.
Yeah. let's
Get us in there next year.
Get those media passes.
Make it
Media
happen.
passes. That's what we need.
Yeah.
You know, we're podcasters now. Come on. Yeah, 9 views.
9
Big numbers. big numbers. You know? But dude, so my point to it is that it's very relatable that working with family is hard.
Very
hard.
Yeah.
I get to work with my 2 beautiful brothers every single day. 3 brothers working together every single day. Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
10-hour days.
10-hour
10-hour
days.
days.
Oh,
at that.
yeah. I know.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
It's a beautiful time.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough.
Oh,
We argue, we bicker. So I wanted to ask you, you have a brother. You guys at one point I remember had a clothing brand, or you guys worked together.
we did. Yeah. And it ended kind of sour. Like it was hard because he thought that he was doing more than I was. And I didn't think so. I thought we were doing an equal amount of work, but I was doing all the designing and he was doing all the behind the scenes stuff. Right. So he
Like more of the business stuff?
Yeah, so he
Okay.
looked at it as he was actually doing the running around,
Yeah.
picking up shirts, and I'm over here designing, trying to get the shirts in hand so, we can promote them more. And this is before social media and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
top
Top 5 days?
MySpace days, so,
Yeah.
and yeah, it just ended. He was just one day, he's like, I'm over it. I don't want to do this anymore. And I think we still have inventory.
No way.
Yeah,
No
we still have inventory. And this was like, bro, before or right around I went to go work at Power.
No way.
So it was like 08. Yeah.
Dang. Was this like your early days of graphic design?
I mean, I started graphic design probably like in 02.
Okay.
So kind of early,
Yeah. Yeah.
but like it was our first thing that we did together, like our solo, and we were like super proud of it. But then,
How
we
old
were
were
in
you?
malls
How-
and stuff.
What's your guys' age difference?
2 years. He's 2 years older than me.
Okay.
Older?
Yeah.
So I could relate to that because me and him are only a year and a half apart.
Yeah.
And so I could see like, because like me and Izzo, where it's like what 8, 9 years or
It's
something
about
like
9
that,
years apart.
and I butt heads with him way more. Like it's just
Yeah, and then too, like my brother is not creative. He's not a creative. He's like a numbers guy. He's the business guy. So
Which
I
is
figured-
important too.
It's very important.
Yeah.
But like, I know that I couldn't have done this without him, because I'm not patient enough to sit down and do Excel spreadsheets and all that stuff. Like that's for the birds, bro. Like I don't do that, right? I just want to create.
Yeah.
So I'm creating, and he thinks that I'm doing less because I'm sitting behind a computer.
Yeah.
He's doing the spreadsheets and picking up shirts and, trying to get them over to the shops or whatever. But hey, it was what it was. It was a good time when we had it.
You guys cool?
Well, we're good. Yeah, we didn't have no Oasis fallout. Like, we're good. Like,
You didn't-
it just ended. Like, he was a little mad. I
You
was
didn't beat him up at the quinceañera?
nah, nothing like that. I mean, we're good. Like, we're good. We were always good, and
Yeah. Yeah.
but
yeah.
it is tough, man. It's tough working with family. It really is. And even I worked with like some of my sisters. They're in the printing industry.
Yeah.
And I do graphics, and they hit me to do like work for some of their clients, and it just never turns out good. It's always like some sort of argument or whatever. Like it's just
It's tough,
It's
man.
tough.
I think that balance between the creative and then the sales team or business person is tough, man. Like it's like both are equally as important, right? You need the product, you need the creativity,
oh yeah.
but you need the salesperson and you need the hustler to move the product. But you can't have one without the other. You could be the greatest artist and just sit, like you said, on inventory and
sure.
just have it there.
Yeah.
Right? But if you don't have the business guy, it's not gonna move.
And I think part of the beauty of working with family in that sense, where one of them can be the business person, is because you're both working together towards the same goal. And there could be a lot more transparency, for good or for bad, because sometimes transparency hurts,
Bro, it sucks.
But it sucks. But at the same time, since you're both working for the same goal, I mean, you got the same mom, you got similar friend groups, or you're working towards something together. So it's easy to forget that, oftentimes that business stuff might be annoying if you're more the creative one.
Yeah.
But it's easy to get back together and be like, hey, we're all trying to reach the same goal. We're all on the same path together. This is a necessary part of it.
But you know what I think is important too, because like working with you guys, like I feel like even away from the business, you guys have a good relationship. Like you three brothers, like you guys are tight. You guys are close, right? Like my brother and I weren't ever like that before. So I think that's a good solid foundation to keep this stuff going. Like you guys have been working together for, a long time now.
Yeah.
You guys, right? You guys are making it happen.
Yeah.
If I feel like if you have a stronger foundation like that, like if me and my brother were actually like real cool back before,
Yeah.
because he's kind of a dick, right? But he's cool now. He's just that
He's
older
cool
brother. Yeah, he's just that older brother. I mean, look, they know like you're the older brother. Like
I could be a dick.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
could be a dick.
but my brother is just like, he was just like a dick. We didn't have that stronger like foundation where we're like, okay, cool, we're gonna do this and we're gonna really kill it, know, and we're gonna just ride it till the wheels fall off.
100%. I can agree with that. And to Brian's point, it's like Brian and I have the biggest gap, 8-9 years, and Anthony's right behind there too, 7 years. But it's like for me, I am the older brother, and I tell these guys all the time. It's like, first, I'm your brother. I'm your older brother. I want what's best for you. I have your best interests in mind. Every move that I make is for us to grow together.
Yeah. for
Right?
sure.
So with that, I'm just as hard on myself, right? Because I don't have that older brother to like push me and keep me in check and
That's true.
check on my deadlines and things like that. Where these guys have me, and sometimes I have so many things going on, just like your older brother did with like the Excel sheets and running the business and doing this and doing that. But also the creative side of it, because I'm very involved with the creative.
Yeah.
The script writing, the directing, the TV commercials, all that stuff.
Concepts, everything.
You name it, bro. Like our hands are in everything,
Oh yeah.
But it's I always tell these guys, and Brian said it, transparency is the key. It's sometimes you don't want to hear it.
Yeah. No.
You don't want to hear it. But as long as it's positive and it's towards a goal, it's a goal-driven, commentary that's gonna move us along and get us to where we need to go, I'm all for it. Sometimes I don't think I'm the best at communicating it in a in the nicest way. I think if you took our ring cams here and you kind of looked at me, you'd be like, holy shit, like, bro, what? But that's the level that we operate at, because the clients are always first. It's taking care of the clients, requests that come last minute, media deadlines, making sure the media has the traffic because, in the media world, we work like a couple days in advance. So it's like bugging Anthony, where are we at with this deadline, where are we at with that? So everything can accumulate. And if you fall behind, then that's where that tension gets crazy. And then it's like, fuck you, bro. Like you got here late. You got here at 10 a.m. today, bro. Like, what are you doing? It's me being that kind of guy. But no, I mean, I totally get it. But yeah, dude. So that's cool. I didn't know that you guys had a clothing brand at one point.
Yeah, man. And it did well. Like, I'm telling you, I know that we made it when our designs were getting bootlegged in the alleys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So we were in the callejones down the street?
Yeah, bro, we were getting bootleg like big time, dude. And
where were you selling? Because if you at the time, if it was still early, digital wasn't there. How were you guys selling?
So they had I was like pushing it on MySpace, like for reals. Like people were hitting me up on MySpace.
So it was early social media.
Damn,
big time early. We would do like, I guess what you would call like a pop up.
Yeah.
At our house, like we had a friend who did jewelry.
Yeah. Selling it out the trunk.
No, bro, like we really did. We set up like a shop. Like during, say, like Christmas to the holidays, right? We would set up like a little boutique at the house, and people would come through the house and buy. And you remember like all the Chicano stores that used to be in, like they had
like
some
at the
in
mall,
malls.
like the kiosks.
Not even kiosks, like actual stores, but there was some kiosks, right?
Yeah.
And then my ex brother-in-law owned, passed away, rest in peace, right? He owned a spot in West Covina called My Azteca.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, it was like a cool little shop. He had all the Chicano t-shirts. He
it was like a Latino Hot Topic.
pretty much.
Like all the shirts on the wall.
No, for real. Yeah, and then he carried all of our shirts. Yeah. And then his big thing was doing the LA County Fair. So he said if he worked at LA County Fair, they would rent out him and his fiance or wife. They rented out 2 big spaces. He said that it was in September. He used to run all through September before, right? Yeah. They worked their booth in September, and then they didn't have to work for the rest of the year. That's how much sales they would make.
That's crazy. Wow.
So then they were carrying our stuff.
Yeah.
So that's how we did it.
Wow.
Like it was kind of cool. Like we even had, I think, some window displays in the mall and stuff. Like it was kind of dope. But
dang,
it went away.
Crazy.
Started getting bootlegged. Cool, whatever. Like
so. Let's get into like a little bit about your background, because the reason I wanted you here today, we had a long working session today.
Yeah.
We, as always, you came through. You're very vital into helping me with the foundational graphic design and brand identity for some brands that we create. The list goes on and on of all the different brands we've worked on. But today we created 3 brands, all within the same kind of world of the legal category for the advertising stuff that we do. But so I was like, let's just sit down. Let's talk about this. Like you're my guy. And I think that you're an underutilized asset that a lot of people don't know about, but very influential and heavy hitter industry like DJs and radio work with you and use you.
Yeah.
But yet it's like you're the best kept secret.
I'm behind the scenes all the time.
Behind the scenes as we were, but that's the narrative. Is like we want to flip that. That's why we made this podcast. So that we can get out there, because we need to amplify our work. We need to amplify our resources, our network. Let people know that we out here.
Ain't nobody checking for us, dog.
Ain't nobody checking for us. That's the reality. Ain't nobody checking for us. So we're gonna knock on your door, and that's the purpose of this podcast and having these conversations. So where are you from? Where'd you grow up? Did you grow up in Whittier or?
No. So I grew up in East LA.
Okay. Shout out East Los, baby.
Off of Bonnie Beach. Like
yeah, for sure.
The hood,
where, in City Terrace?
No, Bonnie Beach and like Rowan Avenue. I went to Rowan Avenue Elementary.
Yeah. Because I'm in CT. So
yeah. I know you. I know you are. But then I moved to Montebello.
Okay.
So I grew up like in Montebello.
Yeah.
Moved around a lot in Montebello, all different parts of Montebello, but mainly South Side. That's a little bit more hood.
Yep.
And then man, that's like where my roots are.
Why do I always think you're from Whittier?
Because I ended up moving to Whittier after high school.
Oh, got it.
And I've just been in that area, and I'm always in that area now.
Yeah.
Because I've done business with a lot of little businesses in Whittier in Uptown.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
You know, I think we've even like hung out and partied.
I think our first conversations and meetings were when we worked together at Power 106.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about how we got there and how, and
Yeah.
all that. But then after Power, right, we would meet in Whittier because I was at my mom's in Norwalk, and you were in Whittier, so we would always meet, you know, at the coffee bean.
Coffee bean.
On Greenleaf, there in Whittier.
Coffee Bean, right
Bro, the
on
coffee
Greenleaf.
bean was
Yeah.
clutch, bro.
Those meetings.
A lot of ideas came out of that coffee bean there. So look at us now, baby.
This ain't no coffee bean.
This ain't no coffee bean. This is Orgullo Wines, baby.
Yes, sir.
But so then, how did you? So we met at Power 106.
We did, but like very like, kind of like in passing.
In passing, yeah, because we're different departments,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah.
so we would kind of touch bases every now and then, like the promotions meetings, because
Yeah.
I was one of the assistant promotions coordinators at the time, and then working in marketing and sales and like all that stuff. So the graphic design department was important. But what made you before we get to that, how did you know you wanted to get into graphic design? How did you get into that? Because I can imagine being Latino, your parents have, or your family, there's probably 0 people in a creative field,
No.
right? So like, what are you doing? You're not gonna make money there. So how did you navigate that? How did you get to fulfill your dream of learning how to get into graphic design? What did you do, and what was the trajectory?
So it's crazy because 2 of my sisters, I have 3 sisters, older sisters.
Yeah.
They used to draw. Like
Okay.
I remember when I was younger, they used to have they used to always draw posters for our birthdays, right? Have it at the park, but we always had like a cool ass poster.
Yeah.
So I started drawing, right? And I started drawing early, like when The Simpsons first popped off, like Tracy Ullman show. Like I'm dating myself, right?
Long time ago.
Yeah. So I used to draw. I went to school. I took art classes, and then I went to ELAC, and I wanted to get into graphic design, but it wasn't that easy at the time, right? Because I graduated in '98,
From high school.
high school.
Okay.
Went to ELAC.
That was my freshman year of high school.
Yeah, see, Rob, I'm a little older than you.
We out here, y'all.
Yeah. But so I had to take all these live drawing classes, and bro, it was just too much for me at the time. Like I was working, going to school full time, and one day I just walked out, and my wife at the time, her cousin was going to a trade
So
school.
you were married also that young? How
Yeah,
old were you?
I was married at 22
Wow.
to my high school sweetheart.
Okay.
So
Yeah, makes
together
sense.
since I was like 15.
Yeah. Like common. Yeah.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
how it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, bro, I just I went to this school, Digital Business and Design College. It's not even around anymore. 2-year course. It was in like multimedia, so like it taught me how to do all this stuff, camera work, all that, graphic design, and I rode the graphic design route.
Yeah.
And then that was it. That was it
Because of your drawing background.
because of my drawing
and all that.
background.
So you had no interest in the cameras or all that stuff?
I did actually. I used to walk around with a camcorder wherever I went.
Yeah.
I had different lenses, and I would shoot random videos and piece them together of like me and my cousin and me and my homies. Put music behind it, and they live on YouTube somewhere. I don't know where they're at, bro. I really don't know where they're at.
What kind of camera did you have?
It was a Canon, bro. It's a little handy cam, like. But I remember
That's how we started.
Yeah, I
Nice, right.
spent like extra
That's how we all
money.
started. Yeah.
Dude, I spent extra money getting a fish lens, and literally would just record us going to like Melrose for the day,
Yep.
going into record shops,
Love
just
that.
walking around, like a 3-minute video, and then I would just do that, edit it on my iMac, and the old iMac.
Vlogging before vlogging was a thing.
Oh yeah, dude, like for real. And then, but I was always drawn toward the graphic design because of my drawing background,
Yeah.
and that's it, dude. I got my first job at the newspaper, San Gabriel Valley Tribune.
Wow.
From there,
But you walked out of college, you said?
I walked out of ELAC to
what-
go to this trade school.
To go to the trade school. Got it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I paid out of pocket to the trade school. It wasn't accredited or nothing.
dope.
Like, it was either I was driving an 87 CRX with a sunroof that
That's a
leaked.
hot car.
bro.
It's a hot car.
Yeah, a sunroof that leaked, and it was either, and I was engaged at the time, and it was either get a new car or go to school, and I went to school, and I drove
Dope.
that damn car,
So the wheels
Yeah.
fell off, baby.
and it paid off, man. I'm doing what I love. Like I've been doing it since 2002.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So
you
the
know-
newspaper.
The newspaper, then to radio.
directly to radio?
because I saw an ad on like Monster.com.
Wow. I remember Monster.
Monster.com.
Dude.
Yeah. Monster.com, dude.
Wow. Monster.com.
And I actually applied for
Wow.
a position. I ended up working for Rick D's first for 93.9.
Oh, yeah. It was moving 93.
Moving 93.9,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
big butts, right? And
Yeah.
then the homie Orlando, who used to run the Power website,
That's
You
right.
remember
And he
Orlando?
was like the videographer too. I remember that guy.
we both did. Everybody had to do everything
At that time, because it was
at
so
that
new. Multimedia was so new,
Yeah.
pre-social media, that even at them, I was like, oh, we don't need social media. You know,
No,
we don't need
yeah.
it. What is this Instagram thing, you know? But so
No,
yeah,
and
you
that's
had the graphic designer doing the graphic designs, making the website, working the website, taking all the pictures, taking the videos,
video,
trying to
editing
figure it all
everything.
out, editing. Yeah, it was a nightmare.
Yeah,
That guy
dude.
was always stressed.
No, he was super stressed.
Yeah.
So I did that for moving, right? And
Okay.
like Rick D's was the dopest dude. Like, remember my first day on the job?
Legend.
He called me into the station for something.
Hold on, he just humbly said, oh, I work for Rick D's.
Bro,
Rick D's is a legend.
he's a legend.
Radio legend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
And- yeah.
amazing.
nicest guy.
Very nice.
Put me on the air the first day I was there, just randomly, and like I froze up. But he's just a nice dude, right?
He'd be so proud of you now that you're just you know, talking away.
But then like Orlando was leaving, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Man, you're a better fit for Power than you are moving."
Because of your hip hop background and, and
Yeah,
all that stuff.
because I love like hip hop. So he suggested for me to work over there, and then I did like a little trial run for 2 weeks. I was running both sites
Oh my goodness.
for 2 weeks under like
Yeah.
my boss at the time, Dan and Jason.
Yeah, yeah, legend. She was my boss too.
Yeah, and she's not the easy. She is, but she could be a headache, right?
Well, again, it goes back to running a show.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like there's deadlines.
Yeah,
You know, and we're new to this industry at that time, right? We
Oh.
were kids in our early 20s, and it's like, dude, why is this person so mean? But it's like they're not. They're just trying to get something done.
Yeah,
You know, same
yeah.
way like I am with my brothers and things like that. But it's just the job's got to get done.
yeah,
Job's got to get done.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not a business that is for those of that can't take the pressure.
no, not at all.
You know, so you're running the two stations, Power 106 and Moving
And
93.9.
and then it's like, okay, cool.
So what did you do at that time? This is early social media, early website days of radio
MySpace.
stations having this.
It was
MySpace was
MySpaces.
like becoming a thing, right? So what did you do because it's an early position in radio. So what
Early.
did you do?
So my actual
was the day like?
my title was IPD. I was an internet program director, which actually sounds kind of dope.
Sounds
right?
kind of fresh. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was managing both websites, taking pictures for both,
Moving and
stations.
Power, yeah.
And you know that all the guests usually come in early
Oh, yeah.
in the morning. So I had to be there like at 5 a.m. for Rick. Sometimes I would show up and there would be like, I remember one time there was like Ashley Tisdale was there.
Oh wow, yeah, I remember her.
But she didn't want no pictures done because she didn't have no makeup. So I showed up there for nothing, right?
Yeah, most of these artists come in busted because it's
Yeah.
like 5 in the
Busted.
morning, sweats, hair up, like
Yeah.
just,
I mean,
that's
it is
you.
radio. They don't need to put a face on or anything.
Well, that was the transition
Yeah,
of that.
yeah,
that
that
was
was
the
before.
transition
That
of
was
it, because it's okay, now you're magnified through social media. Now we're posting you right away in instant time. And before, you could have a face for radio and nobody knew who you were for years.
Yeah.
But now it's like, this is that change. And we were fortunate enough to live that era and see it happen. It was
crazy. When we were there, Twitter first popped off.
That's
And
right.
they made everybody sign up for a Twitter account there because all this new
That's
thing called
wild.
Twitter.
That's
made
wild.
everyone-
They're
that's
like,
wild.
you guys got to sign up for Twitter.
sounds like a lawsuit now though. No?
yeah. Or they suggested, right, or
Yeah.
whatever. But
You are in the
Suggestive.
entertainment business.
Such
so-
a company man.
yeah. But man, like I finally got over to Power, right? They hired my homie who's still my homie, Joel, to manage the moving site. I went over to Power. And man, things were just like going so fast, bro. Like it was fun until it wasn't fun. And then that's when I was like, okay, like I wanted out, but I got let go, which is cool with me. Again, it was like being blamed for something that I didn't do. The blame comes from the top down and everybody's the scapegoat. Whoever's on
sure.
the bottom is, right?
Yeah, when they want you out,
Yeah.
they want you out.
Which, bro, I was cool with it because I got a fat severance, and then everybody that I made connections with, all the DJs,
For sure. Yeah.
they're like, they used me still after. So
Yeah.
I was like, so that was the start of my whole freelance gig.
It's dope. I mean, that's
Yeah.
how we met, and that's
yeah,
how
and then that's when
we've worked.
you and I met.
You know.
But
Dang.
yeah, man, it was a lot. And when I was there, man, like
It was
it
a
was-
fun time in hip hop too, though.
it really was.
We got to live a fun time in hip hop.
Yeah.
50
And
Cent would come to the station.
50 was the nicest guy I ever met.
Still, I love 50 Cent, bro.
He's
To this
like,
day,
really, man? He
that
was.
dude-
I always tell because they asked me, like, you know, like when I would talk about radio, they're like, who's the nicest person you ever met? I said 50. Like, he sat down with me.
No way.
He asked me about the camera.
I love that because he always plays like in wrestling, it's called the heel, right?
yeah.
He always plays the heel, like the bully. He's
Dude.
always the bully.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I hear that from a lot of people that 50 is like the nicest guy.
No, like,
Bro,
he
we
actually.
fucking love 50, bro. He's the best.
I love the guy, man. Like, he actually sat down and talked to me about my camera. He's like, hey, so what kind of camera do you have? You know, I'm on tour a lot. I want to get one to.
That's
to
dope to hear
document.
that even back then he was interested in that because now he's like a
producer.
big time TV producer.
Yeah.
So he was probably
He was on.
thinking about that way back then.
bro.
Definitely.
Bro.
And I'm a scrub. I'm just the guy taking the pictures. Like,
Yeah.
but he actually had.
Yeah,
a
he had no
conversation
business
with me.
talking to us.
He didn't.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But man, yeah. But even back to that, just the transition that we were talking about, like, that's when like live streaming, like video streaming was barely popping off. You had to have a special phone to video stream mobily. I don't know if you remember those times.
Well, I mean, our sidekicks were popping. back
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
You know, we was
You
on
had
that.
the
We was on
aim,
that
the aim
sidekick.
chat going.
Hey, let me get your aim.
Yeah.
You know?
Remember the flip cams?
The flip cams.
We had the flip cams
Yup.
at the station. Like,
two
yeah.
ways. all that.
SMS.
Dude,
One,
it-
two ways to sidekicks.
Yeah,
And if you didn't have a sidekick, it was like, ugh, Gasco.
Yeah.
If you didn't have a sidekick, you had the chirp.
The chirp. Hey, let me get your chirp.
Yeah.
Hey, those Nokias though, they were still popping back then.
Nokias, yeah?
Yeah.
Playing Snake on them.
Yeah.
We're reminiscing now.
Damn, I know. Sheesh.
Real
But-
quick before we move on, I wanted to ask you: was there anyone that you felt represented your community that did design that you kind of looked up to?
At the time, you know what? I wasn't even checking for like anybody like that. But at the time when I was doing the t-shirt thing with my brother, my ex-brother-in-law, he used to work at Self-Help Graphics. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It's in East LA, and they have a print shop there. They do a lot of like silkscreen
That
prints.
sounds
Are they still there?
familiar.
I think they're still there. They moved. They're somewhere closer to here, actually, not far.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We need some work done, so we should reach out to them.
So you know that building? It's on Cesar Chavez and Gage. It has all like the ceramics on the outside.
yeah?
That was Self-Help Graphics.
Oh, wow.
So like I wasn't checking for anybody in my community, but at that time I was really surrounded and I was really into like exploring my Chicano roots.
Yeah.
Like this is before radio. Like I really I kind of turned my back on hip hop. There was nothing of substance for me there. So I started listening to like local bands like Ozo Motley,
Yeah.
Quetzal, like
Legends.
all
yeah.
these like local Chicano bands that kind of like fed my soul.
Yeah.
And then that's when I started designing more Chicano art. Like I've had like one, my claim to fame right now is like, I did this Frida Kahlo print that, in 2012, that got reprinted in 2014 by a big studio.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, bro. And it was like the face of this this art exhibit. And not only that, like it all started at Self-Help. I had like a few prints there. I did one of Speedy Gonzalez
Yeah.
that was in this huge show. Mario Lopez was there and all this shit.
dope.
And it was like crazy, man. But like that's the time that I was really tapped into my roots. I wasn't really looking for like artists or anybody like that, but I was really like surrounding myself
Yeah.
with the culture.
Yeah.
So,
Dope.
and it got me like a little bit of notoriety in like the Chicano art world,
Yeah.
which is, I mean,
great.
man, I love it.
No, I'm telling you, we have our wine festival coming up October 12th, and I want you to have like a section, an exhibit section where we can showcase some of your work.
Yeah, I would love it.
Anthony's gonna have one with his photography, so if you can have one with your artwork, highlight some of those. I mean, sure to sell if there's a buyer, but just to get the word out, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's the whole point of our platforms is to like, bro, how can I help or just bring a resource to you that you can take advantage of and help get your artwork out there, you know?
Yeah, I love it, man. And that's what
'Cause
we're here for.
I got your artwork right there. This
yeah,
Morsi.
that's a
This is my Morsi 1 of 1 that you got for me. Dude, I was looking at the date. It's 2017.
That was, man.
It's a while ago.
You were just barely in like the WeWork spot, I think.
In downtown, yeah.
Yeah.
Had my WeWork office.
And that was
downtown.
I think you had the small office.
I had
then.
the small office. Bro, I remember I was one of the early ones at WeWork. It wasn't even done yet. I took a walkthrough of the building with like a hard hat on and I was telling everybody about it. Everybody was like, dude, you're crazy. This is stupid. Like, what do you mean? Like, you're going to have a shared office space and all this. And bro, it was the biggest blessing ever. So much business, so much work came out of there.
Especially those early years. Like
those early years of Lucha Media. I mean, everything that we did, like, we went, I mean, dude, just elevated us. I mean, we built our whole Fila campaign in that office, and we went to France. We went to Paris Fashion Week.
yeah.
You know, so.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I remember that.
If you're a hater on small business and things like that, I mean, it doesn't matter where you start. You're going to get there. Just focus on the dream and the goal and the vision, and you'll get there. And I remember talking to people like, oh, that's a stupid idea. WeWork, what is that? But, bro, I used it. I had nothing negative to say about it.
Yeah.
And the beers were free. So shout out to you guys.
Dude, we've done so much. Like, we've worked on a lot of stuff together, bro. Like,
bro,
you just mentioned the whole Fila thing. Like,
yeah, you forgot about it.
I still have the shoes up in my closet.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Fade, shout out to Fade, Eric
Fade,
Deluxe, and Five for bringing us along that journey and helping us bring their vision to life. It was a special time, and you still work with the boys to this day. We still work with the boys. We just filmed them 2 weeks ago for a Don Julio event. Don Julio sponsored it. They paid us. Shout out to Don Julio. They drink it. I'm drinking it and they're paying me for it. But I love it. But it's just amazing, man. Like, and it all started, these relationships, at Power 106. We're talking 15 plus years ago.
I feel like that. I mean, I don't know the crew who's there now, but I feel like
nobody.
A lot of those people that were there at that time, like, are genuine ass people.
It was a special crew. It was a
very
team.
Special, bro. Like,
special team.
I mean, even when we showed up for the Sabor on Cinco de Mayo, the group that was there, like, tight. From way back,
bro.
Like,
Vic One, Eric Deluxe.
And you got your their certificate from.
I got it. We got recognition from
the county or the
mayor.
From the mayor. That's right, bro. And I was like, we were all like just proud of you. I remember the picture that you took. It was just so like,
it's epic.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was so dope.
No, man, it was. I mean, everything. I think the reason why we're here is because everything that all our interests align. But more importantly, it's everything that we do is purpose driven.
Yeah, we're
not just here trying to make a quick buck. You know, we're not just here just to kind of like, oh, bro, can you do this flyer for me? Cool, thanks, whatever. No, it's like, bro, I'm so proud. I'm so happy to have you here. I mean, I've had this studio for like a year and a half, and this is your first time here.
I know.
We've been so busy. Our schedules have been crazy. I mean, I have a new baby. You have your family.
My tribe.
Your blending tribe, you know? But, dude, we're sitting here right now, and the wine that you just drank is Orgullo wine. It's my wine brand, but you designed that logo.
Yep.
You designed that logo, you know? If you look behind you.
There it is right there.
What's good? The shirt that's behind you, the Sabor del Valle, that's our wine festival, and you designed that too, right?
Yep.
This Morsi artwork that's right here, the Morsi artwork that's right there, you designed that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? These Orgullo bottles that are right here on the table, I mean, you designed that too, you know? So it's like, bro, it's just, I'm so happy, so honored, so lucky to have good friends, a circle of people that I trust, that I can call, that I can text at midnight, at 1 a.m, and be like, to me, I think it's the best thing in the world. It's the newest idea that's going to change our lives. And you guys are probably like, this guy's a fucking idiot. You know? Like, what is this guy talking about right now? You want to create a brand for what? You know?
I think that's the beauty of what we're doing here at Lucha Media with the podcast is I think a lot of times people forget that networking isn't just being an opportunist.
No.
It's not just trying to leech on to whoever can help you. It's about building a genuine community.
Yeah.
Whether it be friends of creatives or friends in business, or a lot of times that stuff can it goes a long way. I mean, hearing you guys' story, how far back it goes is like really
far back, dude. Like
really inspiring. So I think that's super cool. Do you think like that's something you try to do with your artwork is more community based?
Yeah, like, look, man, like I'm all for like I just don't burn bridges. Like I really don't. Like I really try to like hold on to these relationships for this reason, right? Like, so like when I do stuff like this, like I really I put myself into like all this stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I want to do it. And like even like Izzo knows like we'll just work, and then he'll be like, "How much do I owe you?" And I'm like, "I don't know." Like, just send me whatever. Right? Like it's just, and it's dumb of me, right? As like a businessman to not do that. But like, it's just like I love like he knows like I like the way we work together is like I love that he's so hands on, that he's there.
Right. It's like a collaborative effort.
It is. I love the collaborative part of it. Like even with all you guys, you know, and you're one, Eric's another one, Eric Deluxe is another one that I love to work with. The energy's just different, you know.
Yeah, I mean, even that, like Eric Deluxe, you know, was truly a brother to me and my family, you as well. But you know, the point I'm making is like we all inspire each other.
Exactly.
And we all help each other grow, and we all help each other push and get to the next level. Like Eric has a clothing brand now.
Yeah.
You know, it's spawned based off of, you know, the downtime that he had during, you know, the 2020 era.
Yeah.
And, you know, him getting inspired and working with you and seeing that dude, like he has a crazy creative bug. Like that's just insane.
Yeah.
His vision is I think underestimated. He just came out with some soccer jerseys right now for Tri Records that are hot, you know? And it's like a slow, quiet kind of build, and the attention to quality, the intention to the design, and it all truly spawned with you, right? Being there and supporting, being in the circle, being at our table, showing us like, oh shit, this is how it works.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
because I don't know how graphic design works, but sitting with you for 10, 15 years, I'm like, okay, it's not for me, but I love being close to it because, you know, a lot of things now are remote, right? Oh, send me this, send me that, going back and forth, being on Slack, and it's shitty for I think a person like me who likes to be hands-on.
Yeah.
Like today, I knew you're like, oh, I can be here. What time? I'm like, first thing in the morning. He's like, I'm dropping off my kids in the morning at school. Cool, I'll meet you there at the studio right after, you know? So we're here, and it's already like gonna be 10 p.m. So it's like a 12-hour day.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, the 12-hour days you were talking about.
But hey, this business ain't for everybody. This life ain't for you. Don't start. And if it is for you, then holla at us.
Yeah.
Let's work. Let's work.
That's right.
You know? But yeah, it's like I'm not afraid to, you know, work with you. I'm not afraid to get dirty. I'm not afraid to say, hey, dude, like, we're gonna work on 3 different brands today. And if you got time, we're gonna podcast.
Yeah.
Because why not? We're here.
And I'm
you
here.
know?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, this is fire, bro. I love it.
I
What
love it
about so next, lastly, before we get to the last part of your ChatGPT roast, spread love.
Spread love, man.
I love it. What is it? Tell me about it.
So spread love is this idea that I've had for a while, and I sat on it, and I actually have it tattooed on my fingers right here. It's just, man, I feel like that's kind of the core of me, right? Like I feel like I'm a positive dude, and I really try not to. I don't want to hate on people, you know. Certain people maybe deserve it, but you know, it's just something that I want to be about. So like, I decided to start a clothing line with it, right? And man, I'm telling you, these designs that I've sat on for a couple of years, dude. And I just finally decided to bite the bullet, and I did it all on my own. And I have right now 4 shirts out.
Yeah. I bought one. I loved it.
You got
Spread
one.
love.
I have one on right now with the little happy heart right here.
Yeah.
And it's going good, dude. It's going really good. And
Yeah, I've seen the support on
the support is
Instagram from
amazing.
all the homies.
The support is amazing. All the homies, like when I first did my first round of shirts, like they sold out.
Yeah.
So I had to reorder, you know, and it's like, man, I just love the support. The support is just so dope. But I just wanted to continue to grow. It's just spreading positivity through a t-shirt, basically. Like, you know. And man, that's really all I want to do. Like I'm not, of course I want to make a little bit of money, but I'm not I'm not gonna be a millionaire off of it, which is cool. Like I'm good with
Anthony's
it.
gonna spread some love right now. Give you some more wine, dog.
Oh, thank you.
You
man.
low.
I
Hey, lace
appreciate
me up
it.
real quick. Come on, bro.
I love it. Thank
I'm about
you.
to be low. Lace me up. I love it, dude. I think I personally think it's long overdue. Like you've had these ideas. I know it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
You know, it's a financial thing. It's a time management thing. it's a sourcing thing because we're so detail oriented.
Yeah.
You can easily just, outsource something and go online now with all these resources that are out there, put your logo on it and get it delivered, right?
Yeah.
But, Eric Deluxe, who has built this, fashion new, I would say, lane for himself. The attention to detail that he gets into, the sourcing of the shirts, the tags, the design, dealing with manufacturers, dealing
Everything.
with design. I know you're going through that now.
It's a lot.
It's putting 4 shirts out when you're that meticulous is difficult. Because anybody can put out a t-shirt, but it's like that's not the point here. That's not what we're doing. We're not just flipping t-shirts.
And that's not what I want to do. I want to be like, I showed you all the designs. I showed you all the ones I have now.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't think I'm going to put out all of them because some of them just aren't going to hit me right. Like I was talking to you guys earlier, some hit certain people different than they hit me. So some I'll cater to like, a customer and be like, okay, cool. I might not wear this.
Yeah.
But other people like the message and they want to wear it.
Spread love.
Yeah.
Is that inspired by obviously Brooklyn's finest?
You know what, man? Honestly,
spread love. It's the Brooklyn way.
It's the LA way.
I like that.
But I think like years ago I saw it on a license plate and I was like, I like that. I like that. And it was spelled SPRD L heart V, right? Because you can put the hearts on there.
You only have so many letters too.
Yeah, 7 letters, right? So I'm like, oh, I like that. And I seen it years ago, bro. And then I just was like, I want to get it tattooed on my fingers. And I did. And then from
I hope it wasn't a Honda Civic though.
Nah.
What was it?
Actually, I think it was a Tahoe.
Don't tell me it was a Nissan Altima.
Nah.
This brand was inspired by
No
Nissan
way.
Altima on Greenleaf in Whittier.
No.
Leaving a coffee bean.
Crazy thing is when I first got these tattoos, like my mom found out that I got tattoos on my fingers and she didn't want nothing to do with me.
La Chancla came out, bro.
She was like, what are you doing? Why would you do that? And then the writing is like old English type writing. She's like,
mijo no es
are you a
cholo.
gangster? And I was like, Mom, you don't even know. Like, look at the message. It's a positive message. I just want it to be seen, right?
So how long have you had those tats?
Man, I got I think pre-pandemic.
Pre-pandemic? Okay. It's not that long ago.
Yeah, but then after that is when I had the idea to do the shirt. So it's been,
But your mom was tripping off you that long? You already a grown ass?
No. She was good after the fact.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm a grown ass man. I'm like, Mom, like, come on, bro. Like,
I remember I got my quarter sleeve when I was like 21 for my 21st birthday.
And you hid that for years.
Bro, I hid that for my mom
for years.
Bro, Mexican mom.
Oh,
no, man.
Anthony over here, we're trying to help you out hiding.
Bro, I'd be like, come around the corner. Go to the room. I'd be chilling with like a wife beater on in the living room, But I'd go put on a long sleeve. It's like summer is hot. It's
Yeah,
like 90 degrees. I'm wearing a long sleeve thermo.
Yeah. Yeah, she was tripping, but
Latina moms, bro. Come on,
Oh yeah, I know.
You're one chancla away from
Yeah.
being in your room chillando.
Yeah.
I had a question about, because is this your first time doing like a clothing venture on your own?
On my own, yes. I had a partner in another line. We won't have to discuss that, but
But
no.
I mean, how do you find it different being more hands-on? Because I know earlier you're talking about how you wanted to be focused on the creative, solely the creative, and now you're kind of doing both. Is that is that harder for you?
It is, but I'm also older now, so like I know, like okay, I have to do everything. Like I set up everything. I did the website. I have website experience, so I've set it up, but it's all through Shopify, whatever. Easy to set up, but now like paying taxes on the stuff, and like
Ouch.
keeping track of everything. I actually pack and ship all the orders myself.
Oh, that's dope.
So
100% hands-on.
it's all me. Like it's all me. Eventually, like I would like to get my kids involved, down the line. And
That's interesting you said, because it's dope. You told me today that your son, who's a junior or senior in high school,
he just started his senior year.
is getting into design, getting into fashion design.
But he's more on like the like he sews, right? So he makes his own jeans. He only wears his own
Cut and
jeans.
sew, yep.
Like
That's
from
tight.
scratch. Like for back to school clothes, he just wanted me to buy him a bunch of fabric, which I did. But then he's into also like these like obscure like brands that I don't think anybody's really ever heard of.
How does he find out about this shit?
Online. He's just online all the time.
Do you find that having him be into fashion and stuff, does that inspire you? And does that also make you think differently on how you run the business now, as opposed to back in the day when you're trying to get into malls and trying to get into different kiosks? Or is that is your son inspiring you to try different ways?
He does inspire me, but at the same time, I feel like I need to kick him in the butt a little bit, because he's that dude that is like, oh, I'm gonna do it for myself and only myself. Like, you have a gift, bro. Like, you make like nice jeans. Yeah. Like, get them out there, make some money on it. Like, you're young,
for sure.
Start like now. Like, you're not gonna get. And I learned this as I got older, right? I was the dude who was into like the backpack hip hop. If you made it on radio, you're a sellout, blah, blah, blah. No, man.
Bro, you still listen to Murs. What are you talking about?
Bro, I do.
I heard it earlier on your laptop. Get out of here.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like, you have to make money. That's how you survive, right?
Yeah,
like,
you have to, yeah.
You can't just do it just for the love. If you can do it because you love it.
The love of money.
But you got to make some money. That's how you're going to survive. So,
got to.
You know, so I really have to, like, I tell him, like, hey, man, like spread your love, spread your gift, right? Just go out and like workshop your stuff. Like, he telling you, but he's really into, like, I guess not high fashion, but he's like, had to buy him a hoodie the other day that was like $90 on sale, right? Like, and some brands that I've never heard of in my life. I've never seen anybody wear, but he likes them.
He's got expensive taste, that boy.
He does. But
cool.
You know what? Like, hey, he's a good kid. So
yeah.
And I hope that he goes in that direction. I really do.
Yeah. That's dope, man.
So
if you think, I mean, to get close to the end here and wrap it up, like talking about your journey in the business and where you've been, who you're working with now, do you think there's anything you would change about your trajectory to where you are now? What kind of like message would you give to yourself back then?
Like, don't wait. Like, just go. Like, just, the thing is with me, like, I was like with the whole spread love thing, right? Like,
yeah,
I was very hesitant to push the button on it. And like, as soon as I launched, like, the support was there, but I was scared before. Like, if I would have done this 2 years ago, maybe I would have been further on where I'm at now, more exposure. Maybe I would have been in some boutiques, who knows?
Yeah.
But I waited.
Yeah.
You don't get any younger, right? Just kind of throw some shit to the wall and see what sticks, kind of thing. But as long as you're like passionate about it, and I'm telling you, I've been sitting on this for a few years, which is a few years too long. So
yeah.
If I could go back and tell myself, I would be like, hey, just do it. Like, do it now. Like, if you have the resources to, and then I have the support, man. Like I told you, like, I don't burn bridges. Like, or at least I think I don't. I've never really come across anybody that I've had any beef with like that. So I can always reach out if I need to, or I don't even need to. Like, I didn't really have to reach out to anybody. People just, as long as they knew that I was doing something, they're there to support. Like, even at my art show, like, you know, I had an art show a couple years back in Norwalk, and man,
I sent the wines.
Yeah,
you did.
We were
You
there.
sent the wines.
You guys were there.
You guys rolled up. I think you couldn't
I was in
make
Santa
it.
Barbara,
You were out of
yeah.
town. But like, a lot of people showed up, and I sold a pretty decent amount of art off the walls there. I had a lot
And people were drinking the wine bottles that you designed.
that I designed. Yeah,
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing about being a creative, is oftentimes we're our biggest critic and we're our biggest wall, you know?
Oh,
I think it's just something about, maybe it's a perfectionist thing, or maybe it's like, you know, it's like, damn, or especially when you're doing everything yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, this is all me. It's kind of a vulnerable thing to just put it out there and be like, oh, fuck, are people not going to fuck with it? Does that mean they don't fuck with me?
It really is, dude.
And I think you just never know until you just got to put things out, you know? And just, like you said, just throw it at the wall. Whatever sticks.
Man, like, for that art show, I had like 50 pieces up there. Like 50 pieces that I created, that I paid to get printed, that I bought frames for, that I framed myself. Well, me and my girl did. Shout out to Ricky, you know. And like, got them up there. They were hung up, and it was a good turnout, man.
Yeah.
It was a really good turnout. So
Yeah.
you
That's
know,
fire. That's fire. So I know, like, two things also that, you know, it's your work now. It's your passion project. It's your art.
Yeah.
That's one thing, right? But being a working professional, you work on a lot of projects that you could probably care less about.
Yeah.
You know, but it's work, right?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
work. It's, oh man, you have the coolest job, but it's like not when I'm touching up the face of this guy, you know, trying to make them look good. You know what I'm saying? But so what's your best experience in your career that you've done with graphic design, and what is your worst kind of example of something you've done that you would never want to do again? So the best one.
Like the best. So the best, man. I can't pinpoint like one experience, but I feel like, again, like not just because we're here, but working with you, working with somebody like Eric, where it's a collaborative process.
Yeah.
Like we're throwing ideas off each other to get to like one common goal, right?
Yeah.
And then when we get to that spot and it's like, this is what we both want,
Yeah.
that's like the best for me.
Yeah.
The worst,
So having a good client or
a good client.
good
clients,
collaboration.
yes. Like
Okay.
the worst experiences are the people who think they're designers and that they don't trust you as what what you're doing. Like
Yeah.
I've had jobs where I get hired because of my work, but then they don't trust me to do my work. You know what I mean?
You get hired for your experience, but they don't trust it.
Yeah, no, big time. I worked,
We know that all too well.
bro.
Yes.
I worked at this one place in Calabasas. This dude literally said,
I remember that
behind
place.
me- I worked two spots.
Okay.
I worked in one was in the adult industry, right? So in this spot, this dude literally sat behind me and was like, I was designing like a magazine cover for him, right? Oh, move it over 2 clicks. I'm like, what? Literally see behind me, 2 clicks. He's like sitting there, he tilts his head. He's like, move it over 1 click to the right. I'm like, okay. Now 1 more click to the right. Back to where it was, right? And he's like,
Right.
okay, that's good. I'm like, the worst experience, bro. The
Wow.
worst. And like,
Wait, was he a graphic designer himself?
no, he was just like a
He was just
head of sales type
yeah.
of
Yeah. Oh, makes sense. Yeah.
right? And,
Makes sense.
and if it wasn't for like
Like
that
a me.
it
Telling
was
you like an hour ago. Do this real quick. Oh no, yeah, you're right.
but like if it wasn't for like that being like my 9 to 5,
Yeah.
like my paycheck, my
Right, your source of income.
I would have
yeah.
been like, go fuck yourself, bro. Like
Yeah.
I'm not doing this shit. Like
Yeah.
come on. But those are the worst. Those are the worst experiences I think as any designer would say. Like those are
Okay.
the worst. The over the shoulder people who aren't really offering anything.
Yeah.
But
Dang. Okay. I mean, I was literally sitting right next to you while we were designing today.
yeah, but I'm telling you, but
Got it. Note taken.
But it's different. It's different when I'm working with you. Like I hate people looking over my shoulder, but when it's with like you again, or like Eric or somebody who's really like collaborating with me,
Yeah.
it's totally different.
Yeah.
Normally I would have been like, okay, cool, like let me do this and then I'll show you in a minute. But
But I don't know. I mean, my input's not that great. It's like, yo, can you make that line a little thicker? Okay. I almost feel like that meme where it's like more passion, you know? Like
More
I'm a
cowbell.
I'm a good cheerleader, you know? Like you got it, bro. Let's try blue. Oh, fuck yeah. And then I take 50% credit, you know?
No, it's
I'm
like-
that guy.
when you're working with your homies, it's like playing games, you know? You're
Yeah.
like, yo, let's mess with the colors. Let's do this. Try that.
it is. But sometimes that could be fun. That's like the fun part of it. Like
And that's the trust with your crew.
yeah,
too, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, shit. Okay, so let's wrap it up. But before we do, I know it was all lovey-dovey. We're giving you your wine, you know, telling you thank you for everything, you know, talking about your work. But let's let ChatGPT roast you. now, okay,
We did this last week
last
Yeah.
podcast.
on the pod.
I did.
Did you watch that one?
I watched that one, man.
Hopefully it's easier on you than it was on me.
I don't know, man. I saw Izzo make a face earlier. So
You're gonna read it, or you want him to read it?
I'll read it.
no, you
Okay.
read it.
Okay.
I'll read it to him. You know, again, disclaimer, he's never seen this. The way it works, so this is a trend that's going on, I guess. In ChatGPT, you ask it, hey, ChatGPT, can you roast my friend's Instagram account? So you have to take a couple screenshots of your Instagram account,
Shit.
right? And you upload them. And then you just write like a little snippet, just a little,
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about this guy,
Yeah.
right? And then ChatGPT spits out this paragraph. Roasting
Let's
them.
see.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's right here.
Unofficial
roast
Lucha Media.
Boogie B. Here we go. All right, guys. Here we go. The Boogie ChatGPT roast.
Let's hear it.
You want to drink some wine before we get into
Yeah,
it?
let me take a little sip.
You're going to need this one. Here we go. Boogie. The man who's just one face touch-up away from trading in his nightclub flyers for museum walls.
Wow.
Yet, still waits outside the club like a groupie hoping to get in. This is ChatGPT. This isn't me. With the timeline full of 1080 by 1080 pixels and dreams as big as Picasso's, it's wild that your biggest struggle is editing photos for DJs who can't even give you a +1. Holy shit.
I think Jeff Ross has a run for his money.
I think so. We're almost done. We're at the finish line.
Wow.
But hey, keep grinding. Maybe after the 3,000th post, the world would finally recognize your genius just as soon as you finish adjusting that last DJ's double chin.
Wow.
ChatGPT, ladies and gentlemen. ChatGPT.
I wish ChatGPT was a person so I could punch him in the face.
Hey, how far off are they?
Yeah. Hey, I'm not saying nothing, man. I'm just gonna finish this wine right here.
Love it. Finish your wine, dog. Well, thanks for pulling up, Boogie.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you. Boogie, ladies and
Appreciate you
gentlemen.
guys.
200
guys.
miles per hour podcast. We live.
Let's
Follow
go.
us.
Yeah.
Hit subscribe. Let's go. Thank you, bro, for
get it.
pulling up.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you, family. Oh, bro, you got nothing
I'm
left to
empty.
cheers with, dog.
There's a little bit there.
All right.
200 mph.